Welcome to my channel. This is my first video. Yeah, my first video. I'm gonna be doing a crime and makeup today. I have all my makeup in front of me. Yeah, so let's get started. So today we're gonna be talking about one of UK's action. So today we're going to be talking about the UK's most youngest double murderers. They're also known as the Twilight Killers, right? So they were 14 at the time that these murders were carried out. So basically, this is a very recent case. It took place in 2016 and it also took place in Spalding, Lancashire in the United Kingdom. Sorry if I'm looking that way the whole time, my mother's here. Yeah, in Spalding, Lancashire, a very small town marketplace with about a population of 28k people, and because it was so remote and so like small, like a small market town, the crime rate wasn't high, or there wasn't any crime at all. So I will get into it later as to why they were called the Twilight Killers. But if I'm looking this, so I also have notes here because I'm not good with remembering things. Yeah, so anyway, so on the 14th of April, on a Thursday, 14th of April 2016, Elizabeth Edwards, aged 49, and her two kids, Kim, aged 14, and Katie, aged 13, were reported missing. This is empty ash. Were reported missing. Katie and Kim attended a local high school in Spalding, Lancashire. They didn't report to school, and their mother, Elizabeth Edwards, didn't report to work, which was very unusual to the people that she worked with, because Elizabeth loved her job, right? Like, she did more than what she was supposed to. She was she also worked at a local primary school, and she worked as I'm gonna need my other thing. She worked as a dinner lady, but because she loved her job so much, right, she even did after school activities with some of the kids, as well as community activities. So when they didn't show up the next day, same thing happened on the 15th of April. Didn't show up to work, and the kids didn't show up to school. This was when neighbors and employees and teachers called the police to report them missing. It was very unusual. Neighbors called their phones, there was no answer. They went to go knock on the door. Nobody answered the door, the neighbors now, right? And nobody answered, but there was a dog barking. There was a dog barking in the what am I saying? In the house. So the 16th of April rolls around, and the police have been called with multiple missing report cases, right? I'm using my finger because it's easier. Missing reports persons. So, and because it's been 3 days now, they went to go do a welfare check. They went to the door, they knocked on the door, and nobody answers. But the dog was barking, right? Anyway, then they decide to break the door down. And when they walk into the house, guys, they see two teenagers cuddled up on a mattress in the lounge. And these two teenagers were Kim, 14, and her boyfriend Lucas, 14. That they were found on the mattress, like watching TV, like they were in their own world, man, because people were literally knocking on their doors and stuff. For 3 days, people were banging on the door and they were just lying there, and totally oblivious to the world, bro. Like, who does that? Like, who's so psycho? Anyway, they approach the kids. The police walks up to Elizabeth and Lucas. They look at Elizabeth and they ask her, what's wrong? Is everything okay? Where's your mother? And she replies, like totally blunt, like with no care in the world. She answers, they ask like, oh, where's your mother and your sister? Are they okay? And she just replies in like a blunt tone, like she doesn't care. All she says is upstairs, just like that. They then look at Lucas and they ask him, is everything okay? Where's her sister? And he answers in the same tone and says, why don't you go and see him? The police take this as like, they take that, and he replies in the same tone, why don't you go up and see him? And at this point the police goes up and they go into the parents' room first, into her mother's room first, and they open the door, and what they see is an horrific sight. Katie's in her bed, not Katie, Elizabeth. Why am I confused between the two? Elizabeth is in her bed, covered in her own blood splattered everywhere. And they proceed to go to Katie's room, the 13-year-old, her sister. They share the room, by the way, fearing the worst. When they open the door, they see Katie in the same state, in her bed, covered in blood splattered everywhere. Right, and they then come downstairs and they arrest Lucas Markham and Kim Edwards on suspicion of murder. A little bit of background information on Lucas. He had a very troubled childhood. As I mentioned before, he never really had a relationship with his father, right? And his mother passed away when he was 4 years old, right? So he was brought up with his aunt. Same with Elizabeth. Didn't have quite of a relationship with her father. He was an alcoholic, and he left when she was 2 years old because he was abusive. He was an alcoholic, and basically, yeah. So she was raised by her mother and lived with her after her father left when she was 2 years old. So both of them had very tough upbringings, man. Sorry if I'm like really pounding my face with this, but I tried also cleaning this thing, but it didn't work out. And this one is it's too hard. Now, Kim and her mother didn't have a good relationship, man. I'm so annoyed by this noise in the background. Yeah. I don't have a choice. Anyway. Kim and her mother didn't have a good relationship. It was a very turbulent relationship, man. Because there was a lot of jealousy, sibling rivalry. There was an incident that happened when Kim was 6 years old and her mother was very angry, and out of rage she hit Kimberly, she hit Kim in the jaw, but she realized the mistake, man. Yeah. Yeah. So that is about. There was an incident where when Kim was 6 years old and her mother punched her in the jaw out of a fit of rage, and that's in a second. Her mother realized this mistake and she actually called Child Protective Services on her own. And because of this incident, they were in foster care for like I think 3 or 6 months, and 3 or 6 months, and then because of this, Kimberly developed a hatred towards her mother, man. Because when they came back, like Kimberly, why am I saying Kimberly? Kim and Elizabeth, their personalities didn't really click, man. Whereas Katie and Elizabeth, their personalities were like, it really meshed and they had a good relationship. But speaking where sources were concerned, I read sources about like family and friends that knew them, that Elizabeth never chose Katie over Kim. It's just that their personalities clashed a lot, and because of the relationship Elizabeth had with Katie, Kim was very jealous about that, and this is where the sibling rivalry came and took place, right? So about Kim and Lucas's relationship, well, it was an all-consuming, us against the world type of relationship. It wasn't a normal 14-year-old relationship for 14-year-olds to have. They were both 14 at the time, by the way, but it wasn't normal, man. They were both bullied, so they connected on that fact that they were both bullied, and they both didn't know their parents, and it was them against the world and everything. Like, that's not normal. When Elizabeth found out about the relationship, she didn't want them to be together because he was very disrespectful and he had anger issues. And this is weird because they went to the same school, and he later on gets expelled from the school, but I'll get to that part later. But what attracted Kim to Lucas was the fact that he threw a desk across the classroom in a fit of rage, man. And this is what caught her attention. What daddy issues, oh my word. Anyway, this caught Kim's attention, and he got word that Kim liked him, and then he messaged her on Facebook and asked her out. It's so childlike, man, so childish, so innocent of how this all happened. Anyway, as I was saying, Elizabeth didn't approve of this relationship, and when she found out they were sexually active, she banned Lucas from the house and she couldn't go to their house. And thus was when Lucas and Kim, they ran away to a forest. Like, they got all the supplies, a tent, eating stuff, and this was when they left. They left for 5 days, and then, until somebody found them. Obviously, because there were missing reports and phone calls to the police for these two kids. And after they went back to school, after they ran away, they got bullied even more. And Lucas, there was an incident, I don't really know what happened, but he got expelled, and Kim didn't see him at school. He wasn't allowed at her place and she wasn't allowed at his place. And then one day she just got fed up, and then she went to Lucas's, and she went there for the day, and then she came home. And when she got home, her mommy threw all the shit out. Like, everything was thrown in black bags on the front porch, and some of her clothing she actually gave to Katie. And this was the last straw for Kim. Remember the sibling rivalry? And she actually gave some of her stuff to Katie. This was the last straw. She went back to Lucas's place and they spoke about it, and she went to like vent, you know, we do that. We went to our best friends, our boyfriends, and she went to go vent there. And Lucas said in a jokey way, you know, when you say something but you don't know how the next person will react. So you say it in a jokey way but you're not actually joking. And he says to Katie, to Kim, let's kill your mom. And he was like taken aback, man, because she actually said yes. And this is when they planned the murder of our mother and her sister. So the initial plan was for Lucas to get knives at his auntie's house where he's living, because his mother died and stuff. Walk the distance from his house to her house. They lived in the same street, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that. And then climb to the second story where the bathroom is. I don't know how he got up there. Knock on the window and she will answer. He will kill her mom and she will kill her sister Katie. So 13th of April. Okay, wait, before I get to that, guess where they were discussing this murder? Take a guess. In McDonald's over Happy Meals. I must be mad. In McDonald's, anybody could have heard them. Like, I don't think they grasped the gravity of what they were planning, man. Like, this is where I'm like saying it's very childlike how they were doing this stuff, like out in the open. Anyway, so they were planning the murders in McDonald's. The 13th of April rolls around. No, the 11th. The 11th of April. Lucas follows through with the plan. I can't see without my glasses. He gets the knives from his aunt. He walks the distance to her house. Knocks on the window. Kim doesn't answer. I wonder why. She says she fell asleep. Okay. 12th of April comes around. He walks the distance. He gets the knives. He walks the distance. He climbs. He knocks on the second story window in the bathroom. Again, she doesn't answer. She fell asleep again. Kanala. I think that she didn't answer because she was scared. She changed her mind. Or she just didn't have a heart and she literally could fall asleep. If I was planning to kill someone, I would not be able to sleep. The heck? No, man. Anyway, the 13th of April rolls around, and unfortunately this is the day that Elizabeth answers the window and they carry out the murders. So he gets the knives, walks the distance, knocks on the window. She opens the window. He goes to her mother's room and he stabs her 8 times. Most of the stab wounds were in her hand. In the autopsy, it was in her hand. These were deemed as defensive wounds, but the major stab wound was in the voice box, which, how do I put it? He said that he did it in the voice box intentionally so that she doesn't make a noise, man. Because they were sleeping, that was late, anybody could have heard. And then after that he smothered her with a pillow just to make sure she was dead. As he was doing this, Kim was in the bathroom. and she heard the commotion, and she comes into the room. She sees a hand reach out to her. It's her mother's hand, by the way. She takes the hand thinking it was Lucas because she went to go check on him. What? You can check on your brother, it's getting your mom, but anyway, that's none of my business. She does that, and then when she realizes it's her mother's hand, she pulls away in disgust. Like, do you have that much hatred towards your mother? Like, she's literally reaching her hand out to you, asking you for help, and you pull your hand away in disgust. Anyway, after that, she tells him she was supposed to kill her sister, but she tells him that she can't do it, man. Like, she tells him that. Shit, this is a new one, I forgot. She tells him that she can't do it because she doesn't have the mental stability. Not stability, but she just doesn't have the mental to do it, man. And then he decides to do it. So he goes into the room, he stabs her 8 times, the voice box and the pillow. Same as Elizabeth. What they do afterwards is what makes me like upset, man, because he goes, they go and take a shower together. Alright. Yeah, they go and take a shower together, and then the reason why, because I wanted to wash the blood off so that the dog doesn't smell the blood on them. Like, what? The dog is gonna smell it anyway. That don't make sense because there's blood upstairs, and Lucas has his favorite shirt on and he's so upset about the shirt because now he can't wear it again. Are you stupid? Like, what's going through your head? After they take the shower, they go into Kim and Katie's room. They share a room, and they take the mattress out of the room. Like, it takes a while to take a mattress out of the room, and her body's like literally like your sister that you plan to kill. What? And her body's there. So they get the mattress down into the room, right? And they get ice cream and luxuries, and they eat a lot of ice cream and a lot of luxuries, and they actually drink alcohol too and engage in sexual intercourse on the mattress in the lounge floor. After all of this, they then watch the Twilight films, 1 up to 4. Watching this flippin' thing, I can't see anything without my glasses, so I'm not gonna attempt to do eyeliner. Anyway, on the 15th, the police comes into the house, arrests them. The initial plan was to commit suicide. I don't know if I mentioned that, but I don't know why they didn't. There were no reports on that. When asked why she did it, Kim now, she said she did it so that her mother doesn't worry about her, because she was self-harming and stuff, and she was suicidal, so she killed her mom so that her mother doesn't worry about her. And then she killed her sister so that her sister doesn't mourn her mom's death. How stupid can you be, bro? And Lucas's reasoning was because he wanted to do right by Kim. Remember when I said it was them against the world, and like he wanted to protect her. My makeup looks bad. So because you can stand trial at the age of, okay, they were charged with murder, and because you can stand trial at the age of 11 in the UK, they were 14, so they were charged as a normal person would be, a normal adult would be charged. So they were charged with murder, Oh gosh, I can't see. Ugh, okay, I'm gonna do this. They were charged with first-degree murder. Lucas pleaded guilty, but Kim thought that that was too harsh for her because she didn't actually carry out the murders. She just stood by and watched, I guess. Okay, I don't think, I can't see, so this doesn't look nice. It's not my problem. Yeah, so that was the thing now. She thought, no, I didn't like full on commit these crimes. Like, why should I be charged with murder? But it was premeditated. They planned these murders. So they got charged with first-degree murder and they were sentenced to 27 years. Yeah, they were charged with 27 years, a life sentence. But later it was actually brought down to 17 years. So they will be 32 when they get out of jail, guys. What the heck? I don't know if I missed anything in this case, but all I can say is how do you kill your mother and your sister at the age of 14 and not feel any remorse? Okay, she felt remorse, a little remorse for her sister, but nothing for her mommy, absolutely nothing. So they're still in jail today. I'm not sure how old they are like now. This happened in 2016, they were 14. I can't math. So 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So they're 19. What was the case? That was the case now. I think I messed up there. But I literally can't find my highlighter. I can't. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do more videos about this. I will be doing makeup and I will be doing mukbangs while I'm talking about these murder cases, amongst other videos that I'm planning to do. This is my first video, by the way, I said that. Yeah, I'll put my handles down below. I'm still thinking about the outro. I don't know what I want to do for an outro yet. Don't know what I'm doing for an outro yet, but I'll see you guys for the next video, next crime and makeup, or the next mukbang and murder solved cases, or mystery Monday, or mystery, I don't know what to call it yet, but I'll get the name soon enough. So yeah, guys, shalom. Salam, guys.